season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't. Fullback, hello!
Roger Vick, Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all back.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland's traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner.
Geno Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
It's a long pause, isn't it, Dom? Doesn't it feel long?
Yeah, I found myself staring aimlessly at my little camera over here. Finally.
What's up, everybody? We're back. It's the 10 o'clock mock. I am GreenBean here with our fine feathered friend, Mr. Dom C. His busy Monday continues. How you doing, tonight, Dom? Is it a good day today for you?
Today's a great day. It's a great day on many different levels. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be one more week. We got 10 sleeps until the NFL
10
draft.
Sleeps. You know what they call that in rehab terms? Really, it comes from jail, but they've adopted it in rehabs, and that would be 10 and a wake up.
10 and a wake up. Okay.
That's what we got left.
That's
10 and a wake up, everybody.
I'm still listen. I'm not. There's part of me that's not too happy, Bean, because I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do
When it's over.
When it's over. When it's over. I mean, I've been like as deep, waist deep since late September, early October in film and draft and this and that, and I'm not sure what to do with myself, man. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna have to introduce myself to my wife again. Remind the kids who I am.
Well, you know what, Dom? I consider you a friend, right? So we're friends.
I hope so. Yes.
I want you to know that I can help. I have so much yard work for you to do. I have so much. I have 7 acres, and I can't get to it, Dom. So you just come on down. You could bring your wife. I got an RV in the back. You guys can hang out here for a couple weeks, and you just dig some holes, rake some.
I'll feed the chickens.
Yeah.
I'll chase away the foxes or whatever the hell else whatever vermins you got out there.
I got all kinds of fun stuff, man. So we'll help Dom C out, everybody. Where Dom doesn't have to worry, but it'll be an interesting transition because this has been a heavier year. Like you always do this, right?
Yeah.
But
I've been more involved this year.
Yeah. Scout school. Right. Obviously lots and lots of appearances this year. So exciting times. Yeah. You're going to go through. Let's see if everybody just drops Dom off a cliff.
Yeah.
After draft season. Who needs Dom?
Who? Come find me in October. I'll be around.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, Dom, you are a gem, and we appreciate having you as a part of our community, man. It helps to have somebody doing the extensive work that you do for people, like myself. I obviously do stuff, but I can't spend the amount of effort to expel the effort that you do. So truly grateful, man. And it's always fun to have you around. I imagine we're going to have a good season though. So maybe that'll level you off a little bit.
Yeah. I'll just have to dive into like NFL all 22 and instead of the college stuff.
There you go. Right. We start looking at our own players and then maybe some other teams and stuff. See what's going on. So Chris Bradigan wants to know, am I drunk here or what's a double mock? So what the hell does that mean? So let's talk about this tonight, guys. We are going to have a little bit of fun as we, this is an interesting year. I think it's been going this way for a couple of years now, but 4 or 5 years ago, there was only a few of us doing mock drafts, period. You know what I mean? Like nobody did it. So I've been doing mocks, like Jetnation has a mock every year for forever. So we would go through and I would study all my prospects and we would do this whole mock. But now there are so many mocks, Dom, that even somebody like myself, who I'm going to tell you, I love mock drafts. I can't even look at them. There's so many. I just can't. I can't. And then there's the obviously tilted people that are just it's the same mock over and over and over. So it kind of gets to this point, guys. It becomes dry. It's like, what used to be this beautiful thing, this fruitful, robust, exercise, now is somewhat, you get to this point, you're like, just bring on the draft. I don't care. Fatanu, Odunze, whatever. But so what we're going to do, we got to get creative here and try to think of things. Again, this mock is purpose driven, right? So we do themes, and the whole goal of the 10 o'clock mock, everybody, is to try to educate, learn, myself too, not just for you, but for all of us involved. Try to learn, hear guys that maybe weren't on our radar. And that's what the 10 o'clock mock is. It's exploring scenarios to see what the world could look like if we go certain directions or if certain things took place. So tonight, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go head to head with two themes. So one theme, and these are kind of the prevailing themes among Jets fans this draft season, is what to do at pick 10. So are we going to go with an offensive tackle, which many people think, guys, stop playing games. We need the damn wall. I don't care. At all costs, get me a wall. We got injured, guys with injury histories, and obviously the Jets' injury history. The more, the merrier for the offensive line. Then you have the other side, which is like, hey, wouldn't it be nice for the Jets to actually have, for once, a bona fide tiered offensive juggernaut, so yes, we have Garrett Wilson. Yes, we have Breece Hall. Yes, we have Mike Williams when he's not injured, but bringing on an elite level weapon to go with that mix. Can't we have nice shiny things for once? So it's really that's kind of it. Now, obviously from there, you got the different flavors, the Bowers or Dunzes, you got the trade up crew. I want Marvin Harrison. I want Neighbors. Then there's the trade back people. Then there's the Fatanu versus Fwanga versus Alt versus Fashanu, all that kind of stuff. So within there, obviously there are pockets, but this is the two camps. Would you agree, Dom? Do you see it another way? The weapon versus the wall?
No, and that's been the predominant flavor of this entire draft cycle in the Jets world. And frankly, I've grown quite tired of it. I can't 10 sleeps and a wake up, as you said before, Bean. I can't wait, and then it's finally over. And then Thursday night we can just bicker on who's what. The guy, if we go weapon, the offensive line crews are going to have a conniption. If we go offensive line, the weapon guys are going to have their panties in a bunch. So at least we'll have a decision at that point. So yes, for this exercise, your idea makes 1,000% sense. We're going to have two going. One's going to pick on the offensive line first, and one's going to pick the weapon first. And we're going to see which one ends up better. And the beautiful part of what the 10 o'clock mock always is, it's the only draft on social media, on YouTube, that you, the chat, control the outcome of.
That's right. Me and Dom we're just vehicles. That's all we are. Conduits, if you will.
We're the instruments to your decision, folks.
I love it. Three Amigos checking in real quick. He says tackles got a plus 120, tight end plus 140, specifically because of one man. And those are wide receiver plus 230.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That's interesting. And you know what? I'm not, and I don't say this in any way, but I'm not like a gambler, like sports bettor guy. So I would have never even thought about looking up those lines to see like what the Vegas odds say. So that to me is very interesting.
Well, you know what? I don't either. And, as I've shared, the number one reason for me that I don't is because I am a raging gambling addict. And when I start looking at shit, I start to think other shit. And then I start doing shit, Dom. that I don't want to do. And then I'm broke and I'm lying and I'm explaining and I'm crying and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, it's always interesting to see, that kind of stuff. Because look, the truth is, while to whatever degree we want to accept it, Vegas is involved and Vegas is money and money makes the world go round. And they tend to be right more than they're not, because let's shoot straight. They're not in this to lose. It's like when you go to a casino, people think they're going to take the casino. It's like, well, you see all these nice chandeliers and all this. They don't build all this because they're losing everybody. You know what I mean? They're winning. So you can have a good night, but as I can attest, more times than not, we lose in those joints. So let's do this. I'm going to close the poll. Dom, real quick.
Yes,
I
sir.
asked everybody what they thought of the uniforms. I know we've probably been talking about this all night. I have. I'm sure you have as well. But very quickly, thoughts on the unis. What do you think?
8:00 draft show with Ryan. We talked about it a little bit. We had Will Parkinson on for the second half of the show. And I got to say, I might be in the minority here. I'm not going to say I like the old uniforms better, but I didn't really care all that much. The first thing that came to my mind, you talked about money, is as shit. You know how many of the old uniform jerseys I have that now I'm going to have to decide what to do with, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I like the new logo. I already have the white Jermaine Johnson 11 that I bought last year when the retros popped out. So at least I got one going for me. So I'm happy. I would have been happy if they stayed with the same uniforms too. So it's not something that really does it for me. I'm not that excited as some people. And yeah, listen, I'm happy that the stench of the past 5 years is beyond us.
Yes. This is the official stamp, Tom C. If for nothing else, everybody, today is the day Adam Gase is finally gone. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Oh, and then the best, and not to steer off topic. I don't know if you saw, Bean, how much you messed around on the Twitter machine today, but the Giants, just like the Jets, had started their off-season training, and they had Daniel Jones in, and he gave an interview, man. And during that interview, there were shades of Adam Gase. You had to see his eyes bugging out and this and that.
Really? I gotta see it.
I'm gonna tag you in it.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna tag you in it.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta see it. That's just great.
Frankie's here.
What's that?
We were just talking about Frankie, and look at him.
Frankie, we were just talking about you, Frankie. It's good. It's always good to see Frankie. Frankie, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Frankie knows things. Frankie doesn't, I don't know to what degree he's paying attention these days, but Frankie knows stuff, everybody. Mm-hmm. So,
and Frankie, your Mondays are the days where there's a Dom overload, because during draft season I've had locked in 3 shows, and I book them all on Mondays.
Yeah, we said, hey, Dom, what day are you free? He goes, Monday. Well, all right.
Everything I do is on Mondays on the old YouTube interweb.
So, all right, Linga. So I ended the poll. So 70% say the jerseys are fire, or the uniforms, I should say.
Okay.
26% said they're okay, and 3%, we should have stayed with the other ones. So maybe they're money too. They're like, I'm tired of buying a jersey every friggin' 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that. Now, the good thing, I do have a Sauce Legacy, white. So that's good. I also have a Quinnen that I'm not allowed to wear, which is going in your thing. I just can't seem to get to it. It's all right here. I got the jersey and the case. It's going to go up. And I got 2. I got that one and my Klecko. Though you got me the Klecko, right? So the Klecko and the Quinnen are going up. And I got the cases. Everything's right here, but I just got to get to it, everybody. But so I think, you know what, I'm not going to tell everybody the jersey I'm getting, because it's one that no one else is saying. Now they'll probably guess because people know me a little bit in here, but I'm going to get one in this. I'm going to go green, and I'm going to get it in this style.
I'm going to guess. Can I guess?
You
guess.
Can guess. Yeah.
Pat Fryermuth. New York Jets legacy.
Pat Fryermuth.
I knew it.
Exactly.
I knew it.
I should do that. That's so good. Oh my God, that's funny. I should do that. So, the Giants are trading for Josh Allen. He saw it today. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, Wouldn't that be fun to Daniel Jones and like a first or so?
Did anybody else see that on Twitter? That Daniel Jones interview where it was just very Adam Gase-esque. I actually commented on it, and I said this gives me strong Adam Gase vibes. The eyes are doing the same thing, like he's on a 2-day meth binge. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, that would be great. Because look, I'm a misery loves company kind of guy. You see. So if I'm not rooting for anybody to do bad things, but if they are, I want to know it, and I want it to be on other teams so we can all have some sort of equalizers, especially with like the Jets or Miami or Buffalo, Patriots. I love bad shit happening to those folks. Guys, I do want to say, for anybody who does send in a super chat tonight, I am going to throw some Liquid IV. I think my arrangement with them is coming to a close.
Oh,
so
no.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I have new stuff that we're going to start talking about. But anyway, I got a bunch of Liquid IVs here. So if you guys do send super chats, you'll be entered to win. At the end of the stream, we'll just give one away. I've been sending all of them out. Fat Gandalf, I think, was the last one that won. But anyway, my little something to you guys. You guys always show so much support. So anyway, we'll be giving you somebody. I looked today. These little things right here, Dom. This is an 8-pack, right? I saw a 6-pack in the store today. 6 for $10. It was like a $10.99. So this is 8. It's crazy how expensive this stuff can be. But anyway, I'll give you free.
So my son plays on like a really good level, elite level soccer club, and his coach always recommends to put one of those in a bottle of water an hour or two before the game. Get yourself really hydrated, especially in the summer. So we buy them at the little corner store, the little Wawa around the way. Single packets, $3.17. $3.17.
Yeah. So you should tell the coach you should use GreenBean Jetsfan.
Yeah, well, you know what? I tell my wife every time she goes and gets one of those packets, I said, I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna order it because GreenBean has the thing and we can get a discount and blah blah blah. And of course,
you never do. Yeah, I know. I get it. Phil says Mims, Vernon Golston. Who's gonna get it right? That's the whole thing. I got to see who's gonna get it. Rusty says he's getting a Mo Lewis. That's a goodie. My Mo Lewis jersey is faded, boy. It was a cheaper one. I bought it back in the day. But anywho, let's get this mock going, everybody. So all right, so here's how we're gonna do it. We got one mock here,
and then we got one mock, and then we got one mock here.
Now, which one are you controlling?
I'm controlling mine.
But which one is that? The one on the right or left?
It's on the left of mine.
C. Okay, that's yours. This one's mine.
That's yours.
Yep. All right, I'm not going to fuck with those. You do that. Okay?
I'll do that.
You do that. All right, guys. So I will do the offensive tackle draft. Okay, so mine will be So guys, here are the rules. All right, we're doing head-to-head mocks. One mock where we are not allowed to take a weapon in the first round. Now, the second mock will be the exact opposite. We're not allowed to take a tackle in the first round. Now, the reason we're doing this is to see how the drafts evolve after we make said decision. All right. That's the goal here. Now, these are on PFN. We're doing PFN today. So PFN does the trades. So for the first, what do you say? Rounds 1, 2, and 3, if we should get a second. The only time that we entertain trades. We're not getting into anything after that. Okay.
That's fine.
So, all right. On mine, Dom, yours is up. So go ahead. You pick the 7 rounds, Jets. So you're going to do
7 Jets, and we're going to enter solo draft. And here we go. This is the weapons draft. And boom.
Let's see what we got here. Minimize. So go ahead and hit hide first. Let's just see who's there.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So here's how the board went. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels, Joe Alt, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Olu Fashanu, Leatu Latu, and Brock Bowers.
Oh, Bowers is off the board. Didn't matter that he visited the Jets facility today.
No, sir.
Chicago had other plans.
And remember, folks, this is the weapons draft. Now, does quarterback act as a weapon? Is that a weapon, Bean?
It could very much be a weapon.
Sure. All right. We got J.J. McCarthy on the board. You got Roma Dunze. Those are the 2 big weapons here, but we do have some interesting trades. How do I go to the trade thing on here though?
Hit trade offer right there. The green.
Yeah, there we go. And listen, this is a great trade offer right here.
All
10
right,
and 44 for pick 10. Then you got 27 and 35 for pick 10. 1748 and a fourth for pick 10. But you also have Roma Dunze on the board here.
Okay. So we'll ask the chat if they want to do the trade. So we got the Raiders.
Yeah, you need it up again?
Yeah.
You got
So
the
they want
Raiders.
13 and 44.
Yeah.
And who else we got?
Well, Arizona probably not going to do 27 and 35. Actually, we could throw that up there.
Yeah, man.
That's
All
not
right. So
terrible.
27 and 35. Not bad. Okay. What
And
else we
then
got?
17 and 48.
Jacks 1748.
Yeah. Or
And-
Odunze.
No, well, we'll leave. We're just gonna do the trade here. So no trade. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do 90 seconds. The poll is up, everybody. 90 seconds to get your votes in. All right. And by 90 seconds, here we go.
Yeah, we should probably think about cutting these polls down a little bit since we're going to run them simultaneously.
All right. So after this, we'll do
60
1 minute.
seconds. Yeah,
60-second polls, everybody.
that's right.
So after we decide what to do with the trade, now there's a no trade option as well. No trade, Raiders, Cardinals, Jacksonville Jaguars. And we'll see what you guys choose there.
I'm getting
And
on here
then-
and I'm voting.
You vote, dude.
I am.
Vote that thing. What are you voting for, Dom?
You know what? I'm going to vote for the Arizona trade just because we haven't done that with the weapon in mind, going all the way down to the back of the first half. So that's what I'm going to
very
vote for.
interesting. Very interesting. I think the Raiders. No trade is 31%, but the Raiders trade is 65%. So get your votes in, everybody. This is important stuff.
See, it's
Now-
crazy though because to me, 13, you're probably going to lose Odunze here. So you might as well move all the way the heck back.
Yeah, but you can still get Brian Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the non-offensive tackle draft. So hype checking in. Bean, how can we not go wide receiver with our 10? With our past successes with wide receiver at
Fair
10.
point.
Tune in Wilson as examples. Well, there's it right. That's an interesting little indicator. That's a nice little indicator there that I wouldn't have thought of. Timer's up. I'm ending the poll. But we could say that we chose Tune over Jerry Rice at 10. So that's not necessarily the greatest thing. I love Tune, but
And we also chose Garrett Wilson over Drake London, which I would have told you was the
no, we
mistake.
didn't. They chose Drake
Oh,
London.
that's right.
over-
That's right. You're absolutely
Yes,
right.
yes,
you're,
yes.
you're absolutely right.
Very interesting. So, all right, Dom, the trade is in. 64% say accept that Raiders trade, everybody.
Okay.
Good nod though, hype. That's an interesting little signifier that I didn't consider.
So we accepted the Raiders trade, and guess what? Romo Dunze is still on the board because they
Look,
went.
Yeah,
Raiders-
and that makes sense too, Dom. They traded up for JJ McCarthy, not a some abstract ratings player. That makes sense to me. They
Yeah.
traded up for JJ McCarthy. The Vikings took Brian Thomas over Odunze. So look at that. Here we are, sitting at 13. So let's put the players up there, Dom. Remember, we're going weapons.
You got more. You got more trades here, though.
Yeah, you want to look at the trade? Okay, go ahead.
Nah, let's.
Go ahead. Let's see what they got.
Okay. So we can get a second next year if we move back one pick here with New Orleans. I'm telling you, they want Odunze though.
Yeah.
And then 13 and 111 for 18 and 49. Value wise, it probably works, but nah. And then 20 and 51 for 13 and 185. That would give us pick 20, pick 44, and pick 51. That's
All right.
interesting. But
all right, so we'll add the Steelers trade in there.
yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna put Romo Dunze. Wait, so what is it? It's pick 20 and 51.
Yeah. I would just do Pittsburgh or stay put. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. You want all right, so we'll do that. All right. Stay put. We're gonna do a 30-second here.
Yeah.
All right. The poll is up. The timer is starting. 30 seconds to get your votes in. We're going to slide back to 20 and risk losing Romo Dunze, or stay put and let's see who we're going to take. I mean, we got AD Mitchell still there.
Oh yeah, who is my wide receiver 4 in the class? Bean, I've been very, very tickled pink with the prospects of one AD Mitchell. I see a little bit of CD Lamb in his game, man. Great hands, body control, aggressive. I love him.
All right. Well, stay put. They don't want the trade. All right. So we're staying right here. E Boogie wants Romo Dunze. He's made his voice known, everybody.
Yes.
All right. So pick 13 in the weapons draft
is Romo Dunze, right?
Well, let's just see. Who else? We got Romo Dunze.
Listen, I mean, Mitchell. You got Romo Dunze, you got AD Mitchell, you got Keon Coleman, you got Xavier Coleman. But what are we doing a poll for? Those guys aren't going to win, Bean. It's Romo Dunze.
And Romo Dunze. All right, let's just do it.
It's Romo Dunze. It's not even up.
All right, we're gonna do it because that's the rules, Tom. Okay, and I'm a rule. All right, the poll is up there. Romo Dunze versus AD Mitchell, and then we'll jump over to the next draft, where we take an offensive tackle.
Yes. I'm curious to see if AD Mitchell is going to get any.
E-Boogie again. Romo Dunze.
Thank you for the $1.99, E-Boogie.
That's right. Good man. Good man. Get Mo Bob. Look at that. He says might still get Odunze at 13. Might indeed, Mr. Bob.
That's right. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
All right. And 93%. There's a few 80 Mitchells out there. Oh, look at that.
I think they just wanted to mess with you, Bean.
Yeah, they're just messing around. No, they're showing you some love. Look at that style. Just so you know, smart water. Style is a matter of taste, everybody over there on the side. All right. So there you go. Go ahead, take Romo Dunze.
Romo Dunze. Welcome to the Jets. So you want me to switch over now?
Yeah, switch over. RB Gamer with his 1 month Stream Beaners super chat, everybody. If you'd like to join the Stream Beaners, the button is right there below the video, and that is greatly appreciated. It helps support the channel, and you get your super chats and access to the emojis and all that fun stuff. Thank you, RB Gamer. He said, if we trade back and still get Rome in the draft, I'd lose my mind. Yeah, well, that's the fun stuff. That's the fun stuff that we just don't know how it's going to fall. It never falls the way we think. Never.
Yeah.
Never, everybody. All right. So let me so here we go. I'm going to enter this draft now, Dom. Okay.
Go for it.
Whoops. All right, here we go. You got 7 rounds, got the Jets, got fast. Here we go. Boom. Let's do it.
Remember, guys, it's offensive line on this one.
Now, but look at this. It's a little different than your draft went. We got Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and J.J. McCarthy. So May is still out there. But then we got Marvin Harrison, Joe Alt, Neighbors, Brock Barrett. So Odunze is for this one too. But we are looking for offensive tackles in this draft. Denver is offering us pick 121 to slide back 2 spots.
Okay.
Wow.
Tampa's offering you the New Orleans to New Orleans Saints special.
Look at this, guys. We can slide back to 26, pick up a second, a third, next year's first and third. That's interesting. So just those 2 trades. So what was the first one again? Who was that? Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. Tackle mock. Oh, wall mock. Okay. Wall draft. Pick 10. Wait, let's just do trades. All right. We got Denver. What the hell was it again?
Tampa. Denver and Tampa.
All right. Denver 12, 121, and Tampa 26, second, third, next year's first, third. Okay. And then no trade. All right. Here we go.
Let's rock. So realistically, I mean, I think that I mean, here's the thing, guys. Before you get into it, remember PFN probably of all mock simulators are a little bit unrealistic. PFM is the grandfather of unrealistic because they kind of throw things out of left field a little bit. This Tampa trade is I think this could be considered the Godfather deal. Like it's a deal that you can't refuse, probably, if that value was really, really given for the Jets, if offensive line was going to be the focus, right? Yes, you're going to drop down and probably lose that first tier guys, but if you like that second tier, and I'm just throwing names out, if you liked the Tyler Guytons of the world or the Armarius Mims of the world as much as you like the Fuagas and the Fontenhaus, then you make this trade 10 out of 10 times. Am I wrong, Bean?
No, I agree. I think, like, look, the whole thing with this, the gripe that people have is that you're using a top 10 pick on a guy that's you're hoping doesn't even play, right? That's what you're hoping. So this would make more sense. You get a first and third next year, you add a second this year plus a third this year, and you slide back, but you're still going to get a Guyton, most likely. Who's gonna that's the exact type of guy you want to bring in to develop for 10 games or a whole season. He's got starter potential all over him. It's just not a guy you want to bring in necessarily and hope he's going to protect Aaron Rodgers from day one. So it makes a ton of sense. Let's see, the poll is done. Holy shit. Ablab checking in. He wants the Tampa trade. What's up, Ablab? Look at this. Holy shit.
What one?
So the Tampa trade crushed it. We're going to do it. We're going to do the Tampa trade here. I got to get that here. Okay, so we're going to
listen, if nothing more, you guys are going to get to see, this is it's unrealistic. This isn't meant for realism right here, but at least you get to see what kind of offensive lineman you might be able to be working with if you were to move down to the end of the first round.
Well, the only reason it's unrealistic, Dom, is because the quarterbacks. Well, they might do it. Listen, if they're trading up for a quarterback right now, this isn't necessarily. You're talking about going from a top 10 all the way back to the back end of the first round. You're going to pay. You're going to pay for that. So
that's like what Buffalo when Buffalo traded up from the end of first round up to get Josh Allen. I think they paid what, a 1, a 2, and then a 1 and a 3.
Now they traded up for Latu. That's where it gets, that's where it doesn't make sense. And look, Drake May falls to the Vikes. So here we got, look, Romo Dunze made it to 15. Mims is gone. Who else? Yep. So Fuaga's gone. Mims is gone. Odunze's gone. Fatanu's gone. Latham's gone. Brian Thomas is gone.
Well, you're taking linemen anyway.
Guyton's gone.
Yeah, see,
risky stuff. So let's take a look at who's here. Let's take a look at what we got here. So we're looking at Jordan Morgan, Rosa Garden, Patrick Paul. Still some nice names. Blake Fisher.
Yeah. Now, Bean, you don't have to take a tackle. You got to take an offensive lineman.
That is correct.
So
building the wall.
Maybe this is the realm where you poke and prod around a Graham Barton, who is first round caliber. You poke around a Jackson Powers Johnson, who is first round caliber.
But they're not. Okay, this is what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna go. Samati is there. Well, all right, we'll put 2 tackles. Let me see here. So JPJ is there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Christian Haynes, unless you want BB over him.
No.
Right.
I mean, between the two, I would absolutely take Haynes. But is Barton gone? Because I think Barton is. It looks like he's gone already.
Yeah. All right. Let's take.
Unless he's on the centers.
He is.
Yeah, there he is.
All right. So we'll do Barton, JPJ, Christian Haynes, and Jordan Morgan. What do you think?
That works.
All right. Jordan Morgan, tackle. Graham Barton. How do you want me to label him? I can't believe he's under center though. Wait.
Well, it's because he's a guy that's going to be able to play all over the place. Recruited as a center, moved to right guard as a sophomore, right guard and right tackle as a sophomore, and then finished off junior and senior as a left tackle. Legitimate 5-position flexibility. If you're one of those teams that's willing to put a tackle out there with, sub 34-inch arms, Graham Barton is that guy. I've said it all along, Bean. I graded out. Graham Barton was one of the guys that I wrote scouting report on because I got through about 6 or 7 of his games. And he graded out higher than JPJ for me. He's my 12th overall player in the class. As clean of film as you'll see, as clean of film as you see.
All right, so the poll is up, everybody. The timer is going. We got Graham Barton. We got Jordan Morgan. We have Jackson Powers Johnson. I'm danger of switching those all the time. We got Christian Haynes and Graham Barton. Did I say Graham Barton? So anyway,
you did.
All right. So there you go, guys. Phil checking in. Did they change the Jets green on the new uniforms? Well, it looks to me like Gotham green is the helmet. It looks to me like they kept that, which I think was a good idea. I like that green. It's the only thing I liked from the previous uniforms. But the jerseys look a little different, and they're calling it legacy green. So I don't know specifically. I mean, it's a different color. It's not Gotham green. It's legacy green. It could be a slightly teeny tiny change. I don't know. I will tell you, Dom, that I know you know this, but they changed the tip of the nose of the jet.
I didn't know that until Ryan told me during our show. Like I said, I paid this much attention to the whole uniform thing, and I'm not the guy who says, "Oh, I don't care if they wear pink tutus. I just want wins." Blah blah blah. I just it's not anything that really engulfed any of my energy.
Well, do you know why they did it? You know why they changed it?
Just the tip?
Yeah.
Why they changed just the tip? No.
Because they made the going into the wing a little bit thicker. So they said that it makes it look faster. Gives the illusion of speed, they say. I don't know, Dom. I don't know if that's true, not true, whatever.
I tell you, man.
E-Boogie, what's up with this poll? It's fucking supposed to be over by now. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the poll is over. E-Boogies, I hope the Jets get this trade on draft day. It's interesting, I mean, because there's definitely some studs here, everybody. Let me end the poll. Looks like your boy might be doing it here. So we got Graham Barton with 46% over JPJ. I'm surprised. I must admit.
You can't go wrong with either of them. They're different players. I think you get a little bit more positional flexibility out of Barton than you would out of JPJ.
Only because of the tackle. JPJ can play all the interiors.
Oh, absolutely, he can play all the interiors, but he's a different kind of player.
All right, let's go back to your draft.
Yes. So
all right,
we are up here at 44. Again, we chose Rome Odunze in the first. We'll look at some of these trade offers. 44, we can get 57 and 92. That's the only trade offer there. But let's look at who's on the board first. And there's some good players here. Darius Robinson, Zach Frazier, Troy Franklin. Well, we already took a weapon, so we probably won't double it up. Max Melkin, Ruka Rowe, Cooper Beebe, Edrin James, Xavier Leggett, Cam Kitchens. There's tons of good players here, man. Tons of good players. So I guess
talk to me. Who do we want? This is pick what? 50 or 44. Wow. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
pick 44 in the weapon. See, now we can do whatever we want with either draft. Okay. But right. Again, it was about the first round. Let's see how they go. So in this draft, we took, who was it?
Rome Odunze.
We got Rome Odunze after a slide back, which netted us a second. Not a bad deal, everybody.
Yeah. And for those of you who are offensive line interested, here's who's available. Roger Rosengarten, who you got to remember, take these rankings out of the equation.
Don't worry about those. Yeah, right.
Roger Rosengarten is a second-round tackle. Kieran Amagaje, probably a second-round tackle. You have tons of good interior guys between Dominic Puny and Chris Mahogany.
Give me some names.
Beebe, a big fan favorite.
Right. Give me the names you want to put up there.
I want to put up Zach Frazier. I think he's the best guy here on the offensive line. I want to put up Roger Rosengarten.
Spell his name for me. Go back real quick.
Frazier. F-R.
No, Zach.
Yeah, Frazier. Zach Frazier.
Yeah, is it a
F-R-A.
K? All right, yeah. All
F-R-A.
Right, C-H. Okay, that's what I'm asking here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You never know anymore. 2 Ks? I don't fucking know. All right, Zach Frazier.
And then I'm going to put Roger Rosengarten.
Got him.
If they want to go tackle. And then you guys want to look at the defense? We'll put a defensive guy up there. Tyler Nubin, probably the best safety here left on the board. If you want to go that avenue, I'm sure that you won't. And I'll look at the offensive weapons. If you're interested in doubling up on a weapon, you got Roman Wilson, you got Troy Franklin, you got Ricky Pearsall. You can really put another weapon out there and be okay.
Let's put Troy Franklin up there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a stud. All right, guys. It is up. This is the Dom C. All right, here we go. 1 minute. Here we go. So very interesting, man. I did put the safety up there because you never know. And you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you right now. Especially if we get a 2nd round pick, I'm not going to be terribly surprised if the Jets grab a safety early because it's a need.
Yeah. So interesting that you say that, Bean, because there's 2 ways to look at it. One, Joe Douglas hasn't spent he has personally not spent high capital at the position, right? And it's almost fair to say, some people say, I don't know if it's fair, but say that it's probably his least valued position out of all the positional groups. But then there's some that argue, and Ryan and I and Will Parkinson were talking about this earlier, like realistically after 10, it could be literal BPA, best player available, no matter what the position is. And if that's the case, then you might get some defensive guys that come up on the board.
Now, admittedly, I'm hoping not. I want to see weapon and offensive tackle or offensive line even addressed. I want it. But I wouldn't be surprised. Particularly, I know what you're saying about safety. He did use a 3rd round pick on safety, and he's used 4th, 5th, and 6th on cornerbacks that they turned into safety.
Correct.
So it's not that they won't use capital. And again, a third is a third, guys. But I do agree with you. It's not cornerback to them. It's not edge. It's not offensive line. Wide receiver. And I think rightfully so. Rightfully so. Sam Akins, Barton reminds me of Steve Hutchinson. What do you think of that?
Yeah. So, I've been going back and forth, and I've been posting a lot of stuff on Twitter. As you guys know, I'm pretty active out there. Comps are a hard thing. Comps really got to be taken with a grain of salt. But I think the best comp I've come up for Graham Barton is Elijah Vera Tucker.
Wow.
And I know that one hits the Jets fans at home. I don't know if Barton moves as well as Elijah Vera Tucker, but I think he's, from a height, weight, length perspective, I think Vera Tucker might be better a little bit in space. He might move a little bit better. It's got a little bit more lateral movement. I think his hands, Barton, are better between his placement, between his latch. I also think that his anchor is probably a notch up from Vera Tucker, and that's saying a lot. So I think that's a really, really fair comp. Hutchinson's great too. I mean, that makes a lot of sense too. I think he's a little bit bigger than Hutchinson was, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Rosengarten is the pick. Yeah, I don't think Python bite. We're not saying that necessarily, right? So I would venture to tell you, unless there is a major slide from a defensive position, like a safety or even interior defensive line, that I could see that to a lesser degree. You're going to have wide receivers or offensive line that are on par in the same tier at your picks, then again, unless somebody slides, you hear it every time. We got him at 26. He was our 8th ranked player in the whole draft. Well, if that's the case and you feel like you just can't pass somebody, right, you want to go best player available at a position of need, especially in the first 3 rounds. That's my take. I mean, when you just do BPA, you end up log jamming the joint, and then you get players that you don't use and all that shit.
Yeah.
I think it's a flawed, antiquated what's the word I'm looking for? Tactic, let's just say. But BPA, I'm sorry, but drafting specifically for need, like you're saying, Python Bite, is a recipe for disaster. When you reach for somebody that's just not on the tier of what you're doing, now they can work out for you, but it's a recipe for disaster, because you want to use the value of the round that you're in at the pick that you're at and all that stuff too.
And Franco comes in with a good question. He says Rosengarten's a reach in the second round. I don't necessarily think so. As a matter of fact, Rosengarten, I have him in my top 9, top 10 tackles in the class. I graded him out with a 3rd round grade, but I don't think that this is a reach whatsoever, to be completely honest with you. This is going to be the range where he falls. Listen, there's a lot of steam. There's a lot of smoke around the idea of Rosengarten possibly being the pick to the Niners at 31. They love him.
Yeah, I've seen some of that too. I don't think it's a reach in the second. Now, you can argue that maybe the top, quarter of the second.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue that.
Yeah.
But I think, just like you said, I think he's not making it out of the second. There's no way. I don't see it. It's possible, of course. Again, anything can happen. I don't think it's a reach. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I think it's like when they say Malik Washington in the 3rd is a reach. I'm telling you, I'll be surprised. We'll watch him. We'll see. But I don't think that guy's making it.
It also depends on what you classify as a reach, right? If you say, you have a high 3rd round grade on somebody and he goes the middle to the end of the second, it might be reaching a little bit in what you have him valued at, but it's not like you're taking a day 3 guy and taking him at 44. You know what I mean? So technical reach, yeah, but is it in the realm of possibility? Absolutely.
All right. So I switched it over here.
Yep, you're up.
But I'm not seeing what you are.
Hang on. There you go.
There I am. Okay. Made me nervous. All right. So we're sitting at 57 after our really far trade back. Okay. So we're at 57, and we took, who the hell did we take again? Who did we take here?
You took Graham Barton.
We took Graham Barton, Dad. So we got a whole bunch of picks. We took Graham Barton. So what are we looking for here? Well, let's see what our trade offers are. Buffalo wants us to go back to 63 picks, and they'll throw us a 3rd next year. But we also got to give them our 4th. So no way.
I never trade with the in divisional rival guys.
I would if it made sense, but not that one. Now the Packers, they want us to slide back 1 spot for the right. They will let us slide 50. What is that? 60 or 59 spots.
Yeah, you get a 4th for a 6th.
Yeah, so that's 59 spots up. So we could entertain that one. Let's just see. Just trade or no trade with Green Bay. Okay, so let's see. Trade Green Bay or no trade. Real quick, 30 seconds. While we do that, I see Ablab came in with a nice big fatty. Thank you, Ablab.
Wow.
Gang, if I'm not mistaken, JD has taken a cornerback for all of his Jets drafts. I expect this trend to continue. Thoughts? Well, that's music to Dom C's ears, my friend. So, what do you think? I mean, the same thing can be said about running back, right? We're having that talk. He's very consistent, man. What do you think?
For different reasons? For different reasons too. Because cornerback, I think he values as by for positional need, and running back, I think he values on a kind of wash, rinse, and repeat basis. I don't think that Joe Douglas. Listen, we haven't come up to it yet, but I think he's a guy that's going to take a stab at a running back every time because he just wants to cycle through them like we do underwear. You know what I mean? Probably no
Right.
second contract guys. The cornerback room he values. I've been saying since the fall, expect to see a cornerback taken, expect to see a cornerback taken early. Remember, Brandon Eccles, Michael Carter II, DJ Reed are all in contract years. We all love those guys. The reality is that they're all probably not going to be back. Now's the time to reload that pipeline and have the next man get ready to be up. We already
That
lost.
all said, I agree with everything Dom just said is sound. Ablab speaking knowledge here and truth. That all said, I don't want it at all, Ablab. I want optimally for me, what I would see is offensive lineman, wide receiver. If it's Bowers as the weapon, I could give two shits. Somebody like that, and safeties, and then in the back end, I want to see, like, in the fourth round. I'd love to see a quarterback. I'd love to see a running back. But big fatties in the 6th and 7th, I'm okay with that. You want to throw me a cornerback in the 7th? Somebody developmental, that's fine. I'm hoping wide receivers, weapons, offensive linemen, safety, everything else is gravy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Ablab, you're the man. Thank you. Shawnee Rock says Malik Washington won't even be there for our third. That's what I think. I think Malik Washington, you're going to be surprised where he goes. Teams are seeing it, man. There's just he is a true talent. And again, it's work ethic, dude. That's the kind of guy who wills himself to compete with guys that, in many aspects he shouldn't be competing with, so he's a stud. All right, guys. So we did accept the trade with the Packers. We slided down one spot, which moved us up around in the from the 6th to the 4th. So here we are at 58. We took Graham Barton. Let's look at wide receivers. Now, remember, we didn't take a wide receiver in this draft, Dom. Let's look and let's see who's here. We got Jalen Polk, Malachi Corley, Roman Wilson. Where are we? We're at pick 58. So we're coming around the mountain to the back end of the second here. So a lot of these guys that people think maybe are reaches, we're about to hit the third. So
yeah, I mean, I think Polk and Wilson are great value at this spot. I mean, you'd be lucky to see him on the board.
All right, so we're gonna.
But you don't need to go wide receiver. Just for argument's sake.
We don't. So we'll throw two wide receivers up there. Pick what the hell did I say? 58. 58. Yep. I know it's hard, guys. I'm sorry, I'm trying to show you guys things, but I'm running the YouTube thing as well. So we'll get a safety up there. We'll see. All right, so we got Jalen Polk. We got Roman Wilson. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
All right. Wide receiver. All right, let's take a look and see what we got here. We could go interior offensive line too. Let's see. Absolutely. Mahogany's there.
Dominic Puny's another guy who has that positional flexibility that you got in Graham Barton.
Now we have 2/3 and 2/4. We're rocking in this draft over here. Yeah. Zach Frazier's there.
Oof.
I'll throw him up there. Zach Frazier. We already got. Well, yeah. All right. So Zach Frazier. What are you calling him?
A center. He is a pure center.
All right. And then let's take a look at the safeties, Dom.
You don't want to look at the cornerback room?
I don't. Bo Braid. We got Tyler Nubin. I know Cole Bishop. Even I don't know. Would you put those guys on the same tier? I know they don't have them ranked. How do you Cole Bishop to Tyler?
So I don't have Bo Braid ranked that high. I think I have him 9th or 10th in my safety class. I have Nubin and Bishop right at the top of my class. I believe I have them 1, 2. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you right now.
You know what?
I do. I have Nubin 1 and Cole Bishop 2 on my draft rankings.
You know what? Wait, so you have Nubin and then Cole Bishop 1 and 2?
I have Nubin 1 and Cole Bishop 2 on my draft guide.
Interesting. So I'll throw Tyler Nubin up there then. Yeah. Talk about why you like him. What does he offer, Dom? Give me one trait.
Who, Nubin?
Yeah.
Oh, Nubin's a ball hawk, man.
Ball hawk.
He's a true, Listen, he's big. He ran a little bit slower. I know a lot of people are going to question on that, but 6'2", 210 pounds. He can go up and get the ball. He will cause turnovers. I think he's versatile. I think he's a guy that will fit the Jet system. That he can, he can play the overhang or that robber, short intermediate area. He can play up in the box. He still can hit, but more so, I think, is what I like, that he also has that flexibility, as Cole Bishop does as well, to maintain, the post or the deep middle of the field in single high situations. I think Cole Bishop's a lot more athletic than Tyler Nubin. I think he's got more speed. I think Tyler Nubin is probably better in the box. But I think of the safety room, of the safety class, those two in particular, I think, are the most versatile.
All right, I want to tell everybody, I took Zach Frazier off and I replaced with Roger Rosengarten, only because they're listed as centers. I saw some people in the chat sprinkle it around a little bit, tackle, get a guy who's actually going to play tackle. Graham Barton's going to more than likely be interior. So I wanted to just spread that a little bit rather than drafting two interior guys. So little flavor. Just so you guys know, if you came in late, we're running 2 mocks tonight. So these are competing mocks, where one mock we took a weapon in the first to see how the draft goes. That one we got Romo Dunze after a trade back to 13 with the Raiders. In the mock that's running right now, this is the wall mock. We actually got a crazy trade offer, not crazy, but a very robust, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where we slid back to 26, got a second, a third, a first next year, a third next year. So we took that. We ended up getting Graham Barton at pick 26, and now we're using our second round pick. The choices are Jalen Polk, wide receiver, Roman Wilson, wide receiver, Roger Rosengarten, offensive tackle, and Tyler Nubin, the top safety on Dom C's big board, everybody. So pretty damn good group of players here. Exciting to be able to add another player of this tier, which currently we don't have a second in the real world. So it's going to be nice to see if we can pull that off. I'd love to see a trade back. Truly.
Would you?
I would. Oh, yeah. I'm all about it. Oh, yeah, man. I think the Raiders trade back makes the most sense. I think the Raiders might jump us to try to jump into a place where they feel really comfortable about getting their quarterback. They might not. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think the Raiders to 10 makes a lot of sense. I would definitely squeeze them for their second.
Yeah, probably not going to get it though. I mean,
yeah.
Or what about this?
Yeah, throw in a fourth though. You get 10 and a fourth for their second. That's what you do.
Would you throw in 72? Would you throw in a third? Would you do 10 and a third?
Nope.
Okay.
No, not worth the 3 players I'm going to lose. Well, one would be a quarterback at 10, and you got 11 and 12. You're going to lose your Odunze or whoever's there. You're going to lose them in that spot. So I
got a news flash for you, Bean.
Yeah.
I got a news flash. I don't think Odunze is going to be there at 10. I don't think Odunze is going to get off the board past 6.
But that does push a Bowers. If Bowers goes to the Chargers, which I could see, because that's right up Harbaugh's alley, dude.
Yeah.
A tight end that can be that kind of elite weapon. At least people think, but he can, and he's not maybe a thunderous blocker, but the guy, I think his blocking is going a little bit undervalued. I think he's a good blocker too. So I think that Harbaugh, I think he's a perfect Harbaugh player. So I would not be surprised to see Bowers at 5, and that'll push Odunze, but I think Odunze is going to the Bears. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Come on, what the fuck? This thing isn't giving me the alarms. It's like it's
over.
Did you?
I didn't hear it, but it's 4 minutes ago. You put up the poll.
That's bullshit. We're wasting time here, Dom C. All right, so we got Roman Wilson, everybody. So here we go. Not a bad pick. Let's go with Roman Wilson. All right. Boom. Let's switch over, Dom. Let this one run.
Switch it. And at this point, we are taking the trades off. We're done trading.
We're done trading. Right. No more trades.
Yep. So here we go, guys. If you remember, we have Roma Dunze and Roger Rosengarten, both University of Washington players. So the board is open, guys. We can go a bunch of different ways. We still got Kieran Almagaje still on the board here if you wanted to double up on the offensive lineman. Dominic Pooney, if you wanted to go interior offensive lineman. Cedric Van Pran. Spencer Rattler, interesting selection. If quarterback,
where are we? We're at 72 on yours.
We're at 72 on here. Spencer Rattler, if you wanted to go towards the offensive side of the board, again, I'm much higher on Spencer Rattler than the majority. Then you got the defensive side of the board. It's still wide open. Braden Fiske, who will not be here at pick 72. I think I would run this pick to the podium. And he could be a force in that defense, man. I know he's smaller, but when you watch him play, we watched him when we watched him in Mobile, man, he was lightning off of the snap, man. So good.
So you want to put we could put Fiske up there.
Yeah, we'll put Fiske. We'll put Cole Bishop, who I really
Cole
like.
Bishop, safety, okay.
Yeah. And then we'll put two offensive guys here.
Yeah. So what do we do? What all right. What we
got Roma Dunze, and Roger Rosengarten. So you got a tackle and you got a wide receiver.
Okay. All right.
And then put Spencer Rattler up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rattler is, I'll tell you what, the landscape is softening around Spencer Rattler in Jetsville these past couple, maybe a week, 2 weeks, because there's been some positive press on him. I see a lot of Jets fans where a couple of weeks ago it was garbage. There's a lot more. It's warming, Tom, to Spencer Rattler.
Well, listen, here's the thing. He's definitely a tier down from these other guys. You know, definitely the top three. I like him more than Bo Nix. I like his upside. I think Michael Penix has some traits that I like better. Like Michael Penix throws such a pretty ball outside the numbers, deep ball. Like there's no denying that arm talent. But Spencer Rattler is criminally underrated in regards to his arm talent. He hits those tight windows. I think he does a little bit more off platform as well. Now, Michael Penix has a bigger, he's a lot bigger, he's a lot stronger, so on and so forth. Spencer Rattler gives a lot of people Zach vibes because of his size and his ability to make plays outside the platform. But I think that Spencer Rattler, if you get into that next tier of guys, can develop into a real good starter. It's not a guy I want to hand the keys over to and say, from day one, you're my guy. But if you give him the Jordan Love treatment, I think he can be really good.
All right. So give me one more player. I'm going to tell you, just for the record, I'm not the guy. I'm not in love with Fiske.
No?
No, I'm
not. Listen, he's small. He's so fast, dude. He's so fast. He's going to be a guy that's probably going to struggle to be on the field 3 downs, especially early in his career. But in a situation like ours, where you can have him as a backup 3 tech, a backup to Quinnen Williams, ultimately the Solly Thomas role for now. He can get to he's fast enough. He can get to the pass rusher. He can move pockets. He's got a plethora of pass rush arsenals. Again, he's only 290 pounds, so there's something to be said.
Give me a player, though. Give me a player.
Marshawn Nealand, an edge.
What? And I don't want. Okay.
Yeah. I got a safety. I got an edge. I got a quarterback, and I got who'd I say? Who's the fourth one?
You got Braden Fiske. You got Cole Bishop, Spencer Rattler, and Marshawn Nealand.
Yeah. Okay. Let's rock.
All right, guys. It's up. It's up. Oh, I'm gonna see why you're not doing the sound. Why aren't you doing sound? Hennessy checking in. 10 days away, boys. Let JD cook. I'm right there with you, friend. I can't wait. We only have one more 10 o'clock mock. Next week, we'll do something fun. We have ideas. I've been all over the world, so I haven't settled on anything, but we'll do something fun next week for our final. This is what we call the martini mock, Tom, in show business, the second to last shot of the night is the martini shot.
Yeah.
So that's what they call it. So that's where we are now.
So Rusty, I wanna challenge you on this, and I love you, my friend, but I disagree 1000%. I think the cancer thing, listen, he was an 18-year-old kid. He had some attitude stuff. I, I'm going to bet. I'm going to bet when you watch him in interviews, when you talk to him, that stuff is all behind him. I think he's going to be a very, very good player. Again, do I think he's Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning? I don't. Do I think in that next tier of quarterbacks that he's probably, I'll say this, I think when you get into guys like Michael Pratt and Jordan Travis, good players, I think their ceilings are a lot lower. I think they're going to be good backups in the league. I think Spencer Rattler could be a starter. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he's good like that. So it's okay to think differently. I love you nonetheless.
He's saying, how is this to build? It's not the build the wall draft. It's the weapons draft. Rusty Spooner. It's hard. I can't keep track either. This is not easy for me. I want you guys, I might seem cool. My brain is going in a million places. Thank God Dom is at least switching back and forth.
And you can end the time. It's been 2 minutes.
What the fuck? It's not giving me an alarm here. I don't know why it's not doing that. All right. The poll's over though, man. I don't know what's going on. It won't beep.
Yeah. Who's the pick? Cole Bishop.
Cole Bishop, everybody.
Which I'm fine with. I love that pick too.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch it over.
Yep.
Let's go to this one.
We're switched.
We have no trades. All right. So just so we know here, what we got in this draft is Graham Barton and Roman Wilson. So now remember, the whole weapons versus wall was for the first round. We could do anything we want after that. It was seeing how the draft progresses when you take one, and then versus the next when you take the other. So that's what we're seeing, how the draft evolves here. So we got Roman Wilson with our last pick here. Let's take a look. Their big board has a cornerback up top. Lassiter, Malachi Corley is still there. We got, let me look at the defense here real quick.
Sure.
So look, you see, it's funny, man. Jaden Hicks is still here, but it's funny because same sim, you see the players that aren't available. It's like in the last one, we had a whole different crew of players available. This one, it's a little bit different. And I think impacted by how we kind of navigate through this, guys. So, all right, who we got here? So we'll go back to the big board. We could put Lassiter up there, but I'm going to put Corley up there too.
Yeah,
and then we'll go back to the offensive line. All right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm fine with that.
All right. Wait, what do we do? Kamari, that's what it is. All right. I got to run all this stuff. So wall, pick 72 here. All right.
I didn't get that.
What are you saying? Again? Get out of here. Did you hear that? Did you hear? Why is she talking?
I don't know. Python bite in with a Hicks is very underrated by this mock simulator. Yeah. There's a lot of hype around Jaden Hicks. That he'll and he easily could be the first safety taken off the board. Mid to late round 2. I think would be a phenomenal spot for a guy like Hicks. I think he's a little bit more one note than some of those other safeties, but he's very good at, he's a box safety true and true. I don't like I wouldn't feel as comfortable with him in a deep center field spot and that rotational, the rotational piece that the Jets like to do with their defensive guys. So I don't know if he has that same skill set that could handle that, but if you wanted him to be your box safety and be your overhang, your big nickel guy, then absolutely. I mean, Jaden Hicks is, he's fierce, man. He plays hard. He plays downhill. You got to love it. A little bit of a a lot of missed tackles in college, but hell, we dealt with that with Jordan Whitehead.
So Gall, I mean, you got to remember, if you want to have a mock draft where you just pick all the players' names that you like, you can do that at any time. right? When we're talking about trying our best to run a draft, run a mock in the way that you think it should be run, right? So if you get an offer to slide back to pick 26 and you have tackles and you're thinking, no, I'm going to go tackle in this first pick, but you get the opportunity to gain a second and a third this year and a first and a third next year, you got to consider that. For our purposes tonight, and then we don't get to use it, so it's no fun. But at the end of the day, when you look at what the mock is, that you gained a first and a third for next year and a second and a third for this year, depending on what you use it on, you got to do it. I mean, again, if you're just looking, we can do this and accept every trade and, and just pick a million players. Jeremy does it all the time. He sends me these fucking mocks with 70 players that he picked. I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? Right? He does it all the time. So, and I do it funny to just see sometimes and have some fun. But again, this is an exercise, buddy. That's what we're trying to do. So, all right. So here we got, I'm throwing Roger Rosengarten up there again. And let's put Puny up there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Dominic Puny. I spelled it wrong.
Listen, Puny, he's listed as a guard here. Puny can play tackle. He's got the length to play tackle. He's got true inside-outside flexibility.
All right, I'm starting this timer, and it's going to go. I don't know why it won't. Let's see if it makes some sounds. I'm going to keep it right here so I see it, Dom. There we go. That's the trick. And then when we get into the fourth round, we'll start making sure we don't exclude running backs. See, I can't keep track in my brain who the hell is being picked in each draft. I'm all over the place.
I got you, man. I got you.
Tom's sharper than I am. Hennessy checking. Bean, who will be the running back 2 this year if you think a vet or a rookie? Also, I have a funny feeling wide receiver 2 will be drafted round 1. See you at the main event. Hell yeah, Hennessy. I can't wait to meet you, buddy. Running back 2, I think, is going to be a vet this year. I think we're going to sign some. I mean, we're running out of options out there, but I also think the Jets are taking one in the draft, and I think it's going to be, this draft is interesting. I think we're going to be able to get a really nice running back in the 4th or 6th, even that can come in that role. But there we go. We got time. Oh, that was so fast. Why did it end? All right, so let's see. We got Roger Rosengarten coming up here. So let's go ahead and take him. Let me make sure that he won. Yep, 45%. Malachi Corley coming in second, Dom, on this one. So Roger Rosengarten. Okay, let's switch it on over.
Let's switch it.
I'll remind everybody there's only tonight and tomorrow to buy our draft tickets. We are almost sold out, everybody. So we're just selling them till tomorrow. If you want to jump in with us and come hang, meet Hennessy and Crossfire and so many other names from the chat, in addition to myself, Jeremy, Matt O'Leary, and Ryan. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're having crowd cams and giveaways and open bar. It's going to be a party. So I hope that if you're thinking about it, I hope you'll pull the trigger, because, you look back, money's money, man. You know what I mean? Fucking make money. I don't even remember all the dollars I spent. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's the memories, Dom. It's the memories, man. So anywho, the link is in the description, or just go to talkingjets.com. You can buy your tickets there.
Yeah.
What do you got, Dom? What are you looking at over there?
So here we go, guys. We have Roma Dunze, Roger Rosengarten, and Cole Bishop off the board here. We're in round 4, pick 111. And the names at the top of the board: Jeremiah Trotter, linebacker from Clemson; Tavondre Sweat, which is an interesting one here, Bean. And here's the reality, is that I think there's 2 realities here. This is the area where he's probably going to fall because of his DUI mishap. There's been a lot of questions prior to his DUI about his real dedication, focus to playing football and not the extracurricular activities. And the second reality is that could something like that take him completely off of some team's board, including the Jets? But Joe Douglas and the Jets aren't running this mock draft. You guys are. So we're going to throw him up there. And then they want to talk about the running backs. I've seen a lot of stuff in the chat for running backs. And you got some good ones here. Bucky Irvin, who's a guy I absolutely adore in this draft class. Jalen Wright, also another good one. Ray Davis, interesting fella. 3 colleges, a 24-year-old, 6th-year senior with the COVID year. Has a lot of miles on his wheels, but very, very good. Great
You got to
vision.
tell me who to pick. You got to tell me who to put up there.
We're going to put Tavondre Sweat.
Uh-huh.
You're going to put Bucky Irving.
What position is he?
He's a running back.
Okay, Bucky Irving.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the wide receiver room. Now, we already have an outside guy in Roma Dunze, so we're going to go with a slot guy here in Javon Baker from UCF.
I like it.
Yeah. And then I'm just looking here at the board. Bada boom, bada bing.
We added a safety in your draft over there?
Yeah, we did. We did add a safety.
Okay, so what else we got here?
Go ahead and put Jordan Travis. He's not my favorite, but I know he's a name that everyone seems to like, and 4th round quarterback could be.
Perfect. I love it. All right, the timer's up. The poll is up. Get your votes in, everybody. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Braden wants to make sure that or Brandon, sorry, says we better add that 1st round pick to next year's mock. I know. We'll never remember, buddy. We'll never remember.
That's
RB
right.
Gamer checking in. He says, I think moving down past 21 would be a mistake. Well, we'll see it tonight. We're seeing what we end up with, right? The only saving grace for a move like that is that we now have a 2nd and 2/3. So
which gives you flexibility if you want to move, if you want to just package those things and move back up if there's a guy you absolutely really adore. But I understand that. I understand that idea. Like,
yeah, totally.
You drop that down that far, you better love some of those offensive linemen if that's going to be your focus.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's like, it's not to say that draft's going to be great, right? Like we chose to make a move. Let's see what it looks like. We could at the end of the day go, shit, that was a big mistake. You know what I mean? We don't like that. And we definitely didn't get a blue chipper. We didn't get one of those names everybody's talking about. So let's see what happens. Gall checking in. No, I meant first next year is huge. I misread it entirely, Gall. My explanation stands, but maybe not directly to your comment. Any trade we want. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Like Dom said too, when you do slide back to 26, like theoretically, you could very easily take a 3rd and move up to 22 or something, whatever. Or you could even keep 26, take your 2nd and a 3rd and get back into the 1st.
Yeah.
So you could get 2 first-round picks if you'd like. Lots of stuff. Now, we didn't do that today, but all right. The timer didn't blink, but it's over.
We got a tie. Let it go a little bit longer.
Oh, we do have a tie. All right, now we'll do it between those two real quick. I should have let it go. All right. Tiebreaker. All right.
Interesting, because I thought interesting because I thought there'd be more love for the wide receiver, Javon Baker.
Well, I think I don't know. That's interesting. All right, guys, it's up there. The tiebreaker between Sweat and Travis is up. So all those people that voted for someone else now go and pick one of these two. Let's see. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. So what? Oh, you must be talking to somebody. Dakota wants Jordan Travis. Yeah, I know. I like Travis here too. I take Travis over Sweat every day of the week, right here. Every day of the week.
I'd go the opposite way personally.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think our defense is stacked, dude. And then like defensive tackle. We're in the 4th, so it's okay. But I understand the value and the slip. I get all that. But our defense is stacked. Like we need to do whatever we can to fortify our offense. The one weakness on the defense or hole is really safety. And again, once you get into the 5th, 6th, fine. Start stacking with beefcakes for the defense and all that shit. But
can I make an argument to that though, Bean?
Of course.
And I'm not saying this is how I believe, but you get a lot of people that argue that your window is now, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to help you? Who's going to help you more who has a better chance to help you more right now? Tavondre Sweat or Jordan Travis?
Tavondre Sweat, but he's also You're talking about, I mean, how much is he going to help us right now? So, and in the 4th round, right? So, what's he going to play? Realistically, what's his percentage?
I think he'll be in the road. I think if Devondre Sweat was on this team, I think he'd be in the defensive line rotation. Absolutely. You know,
We saw a 1st round pick last year get 19%.
probably 19. He'll probably get 19% more snap. Even if he's at 19%, he'll be on the field 19% more than Jordan Travis. Again, that's just that argument.
I know. I hear it. I hear it. I don't do it this year. I don't do it. But okay, here it is. It's over.
And it's
Travis with 51%. Sweat with 48. So go ahead and grab yourself some Travis action.
Travis is
now.
up.
Look at this. In the other draft, though, Dom, we still have another 3rd.
That's right.
So we're at pick number 89. Everybody. Now this is the bonus of being able, of taking that trade. You have another 3rd round pick. So we just took a tackle. Let's look at the big board. Who you seeing here? Trotter's there. We could throw.
Wait, who did you? I'm sorry. Who did we take in this one? We took Roger Rosengarten last, right? So
yeah, we got.
So safety is still a need, right?
Yep.
And Javon Bullard is an interesting one. I think he's probably more of a slot guy, but he could also listen. Javon Bullard's on the team. I think he's pushing Tony Adams for a starting role. I think he's, I think he's that talented. His best spot might be slot corner when it's all said and done. Similar to, oh my God, who's the kid from Alabama last year that Detroit took? We all loved him.
Oh yeah. Damn it. What the fuck was his name? I know exactly who you're talking. I can't find it in my brain.
Yeah, me neither. Right now.
All right, so I put the 2 safeties.
You got Jaden Hicks there too. Branch, thank you, WM.
Branch,
Brian
right?
Branch,
There he is, Brian Branch. Right.
Yeah. So I think Bullard, stylistically, is probably more Brian Branch. Like he's going to be a really kick-ass nickel back, but he can also play that free safety role like a fiend. And then you have the other guy in Hicks, who's more of your box guy. So you got him, and then you can go whichever other way you want. Yeah. You have Sweat here. You want to throw him up?
Sweat up there. Let's go. Let's keep it. Where are we? Pick 89. So let's continue. You
already got Roman Wilson.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you need another slot specific receiver. That's what I'm looking at in Jalen McMillan or Malik Washington. You can go. This is a good spot for Braylon Allen. Absolutely, I'd be fine with that. Maybe a little early, but I mean, you have the extra pick.
I see an idea. After this, we'll stay with this draft and do 111. Let's do 2.
That's fine.
All right, it's up there. The timer is set. Everybody get your votes. And we got Jaden Hicks, Javon Bullard, safeties, Devondre Sweat, defensive tackle, and Braylon Allen, the running back. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going. I shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say it because I'll skew. But who did you take in yours? It was Travis, right? Jordan Travis.
We took Jordan Travis. We did.
Interesting. This is an interesting night. I'm fried. This is hard. This is hard for me. Let's see. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. All right. 20 seconds, everybody. Get your votes in. Right now, Braylon Allen is running away with this one. I think the voices are being heard here. Get your votes in, everybody. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, you should probably consider doing that. It's a wonderful thing to do. And a lot of you haven't done it yet. It's greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Braylon Allen is coming aboard on this one. Here he comes, and we'll go to pick 111 now. Look, there goes Spencer Rattler. So Jaden Hicks. Oh, Malik Washington, pick 109. Jordan Jefferson, another of my faves. See, this is where I'm looking. You know what I mean? I start opening my defensive tackle book right about now. Going, let me see who slipped. You know, that's what I'm doing. All right. So we got pick 111 just to see. We got Graham Barton, Roman Wilson, Rosengarten, and Braylon. That was a nice offensive draft over here, Dom. That's what we're doing on this side of things.
Still need a safety.
Still need a safety. Who we got here?
You got, I mean, Malik Mustafa. Again, he's a guy that I loved his film with. Plays downhill. You know, he is again trying to comp him to a Jet. He's as close to Jordan Whitehead as they come. Smaller guy, big hitter, physical. He's going to be a box guy, and he's going to be, you know, he's a weapon at there. So if you're looking at safety, that's probably the way I'd go. Katano Ladapo also, I think, is a real physical guy. I think he's not as good as Mustafa, if we're being honest. Now, Demerson's an interesting guy, you know, because I got to be full disclosure. I didn't get a lot of film study done on him, so I don't really have an opinion. I do know that he started his career as a cornerback and transitioned to safety. But I got nothing to offer there. So the safety room, and Tyke Smith is going to be a slot corner at the next level.
Yeah.
Not even
All
a
right.
safety.
I put Mustafa up there. Let's see what their big board. Sweat's still there. Yeah. Tavondre Sweat.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Phillips is an interesting corner. He's getting a lot of buzz these days. He's a name that's flying up boards if you want to attack the outside corner. He's a little grabby for my liking. You know, but you know, he's pretty sticky. You know, he's not scheme specific. He can play press man, he can play off man. You know, has a tendency, like I said, has too many holding penalties for my liking, but Joey Porter Jr., you know, the same thing were said of him coming out of college.
All right, I threw him up there, and I'm going to throw Jordan Travis. Remember, it's a different.
Well, we took
draft.
Jordan Travis, so why don't you put Michael Pratt up there?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We could.
That's fine. You can put them both.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm throwing one. All right, Michael Pratt. We don't have to pick different. We can have some of the same players, though. You know what I mean? That's
fair. Well, we do. We have Rosengarten. You're right.
Right. So Sweat, Phillips, Mustafa, and Pratt are all up there, everybody. The timer is started, so get your votes in. Let me see who I got. Some super chats I see. Moving past. So, all right. RB Gamer checking back in. Dom, could Jordan Travis be ready after only one season?
Well, you know, the big question is how healthy is he? Right. I mean,
Yeah,
he came off a compound fracture of that leg. So, you know, for a guy that uses his speed and his mobility as well as he does, that's going to be the big question mark. You know, I question his ability to really read through progressions and be a true NFL quarterback. The accuracy thing is real, even though he did improve in fairness. Last year he was a lot better, a lot more accurate at, you know, I think it's 63% last year as opposed to the years past. So could he be ready? Yeah, I just don't know what the ceiling on a guy like Jordan Travis is, and that's just my opinion. You know, I just might be a little bit lower than some on him. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, the timer. This is weird tonight. I don't know why it won't tell me when it's done. But let's end this poll.
Yeah, it's a blowout.
Blowout. Look at that. Tavondre Sweat is coming to the Jets. All right, not bad. Get him in the fourth. Not bad at all. All right, Tom, switch on over to the other draft.
Yep. And just as a refresher, I will switch right now. Boom. As a refresher, Rome Odunze, Roger Rosengarten, Cole Bishop, Jordan Travis on the board. Running back and anywhere along the defensive line. So we'll look at the running backs, and you still got some good ones here. Marshawn Lloyd, I think, is a really good player. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be a fit if the Jets really go to a power running scheme, but you know, of these guys, I probably like him the best.
What about Isaiah Davis?
Yeah, big fan of Isaiah Davis. Big fan of Isaiah Davis. He's probably a tier down, if I'm being honest. You know, in regards as an all-around running back than Marshawn Lloyd, probably a tier 2. But the things that he does, he does very well. Like, you know, he's your inside the tackle grinder, pass protection. You know, loves it. So I like Isaiah Davis a lot. We can also look at the inside of the line. Mason McCormick, underrated, a guy that no one's talking about a lot. This guy's a mountain. He is a true guy that you can pluck in the 4th and 5th round and have a starter for 6, 7, 8, 10 years. So I'd throw him up there. So
he's yeah, okay. All right.
And then
look, I got 2 running backs and interior.
And then Cam Hart, my guy. I'm not going to let him go much further here. This is the time.
All right, so we got a cornerback. All right, guys, it's up there. E-Boogie checking in. He says, these 2 mock drafts are surprising and yet interesting. Liking it so far, but I see the Jets trading up for a wide receiver, hopefully. Well, I think it's interesting, too. I mean, again, it's hard for me to, keep track of both sides. I think for the most part, I'm all right, but it's tough running 2 because you got to shift your thinking on, okay, what are we trying to accomplish here? But it's interesting to see they are definitely going in 2 different directions. You can see it. But I will say this, E-Boogie. I find it very hard to believe that the Jets are going to trade up in this draft. I don't see it. I think we're more likely to trade back. Look, Joe Douglas has traded up in the first and traded back into the first. So it's not it's not without precedent. But I don't know. I struggle. What do you think, Dom? You see them?
Listen, I would love them to like really take the bull by the horns and go get a guy like Harrison or Neighbors. I just don't know if we're being honest. I don't know if we have the firepower. I don't know if we have the bandwidth to do it.
Yeah. All right, look at this. Wow. Mason McCormick is running away with this one. A few more seconds. And okay, it's a wrap. Mason McCormick, Dom.
Whoa, what just happened?
What'd you do?
My screen just went blank for a second. There we go. Mason McCormick. All right. So we got a tackle and we got an interior guy. So
all right, go ahead. Do another pick on this one.
Yeah, we'll do another pick on this one here. We're getting into the 6th round. We're pushing 11:35 already. Yeah. So here we are, guys, at 185, and here's the team so far: Odunze, Rosengarten, Cole Bishop, Jordan Travis, Mason McCormick. Still need a running back here. And Marshawn Lloyd and Isaiah Davis are still on the board. Hell, let's go ahead, Bean. Let's make the round 6 selection the running back choice. Let's put 4 running backs up there and let's have at it.
All right. So we got Marshawn Lloyd.
Yep.
Isaiah. Oh, come on.
Isaiah Davis.
All right. Who else you want?
Isaac Garendo.
Uh-huh.
Might be a little bit too close to Izzy Abanakanda's skill set, but that's okay. And then I'd go ahead and throw Kamani Vidal on there. It probably won't get a lot of love compared to the rest of these guys, but
then let's just make it the 3.
That's fine.
Make it
that's
simple.
Fine. Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. This is the running back pick. Whoops. Here it comes. Here it comes. All right, let's do a timer here. 1 minute. Let's see how it goes here. Interesting. All running backs. Yeah, RB Gamer wants Zeke. I'd be happy if we signed Ezekiel Elliott. I think he could do exactly what we want him to do.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Listen, exactly what we want to do, but there was times where it looked like Zeke last year was running with cinder blocks on his feet. To say he's lost a step or lost some of his quickness would be an understatement.
Understatement, yeah. But again, we're not looking for a starter. We're not. I mean, like our RB1. Correct. Somebody to come in, somebody to have on the roster, somebody can do the job in short stints. But again, if we're traumatized from Dalvin Cook, we don't want any of these old sea hags.
Yeah,
coming aboard.
I see Sean saying we have no cap room. Well,
that's easy.
That's easy to make. In reality, I mean, that there are moves that will be made. They haven't done anything with Quincy or Quentin Williams' contract. That's easy money to renegotiate. Hell, right. if they wanted to get big, they could extend or restructure DJ Reed, which is still very much on the table.
I agree.
Tyler
It's
Conklin.
very easy. Very
Tyler
easy. If
Conklin,
they,
yeah.
if they need it, they can make it. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
For this one, Isaiah Davis took it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a good range for him too. So I'll move over to yours.
All right. So here we got 4 picks. We got 126 and 134 right in the same neighborhood, so we can get those done.
Yep.
Well, Malik Mustafa's still there. We'll throw him up there for safety. We do not have a safety in this draft. Wall. This is pick. What did I say? 126. 126.
Yes, sir.
So we'll do Mustafa for safety. What else we got here? We
got Michael Pratt still there.
Yeah, we'll throw Michael Pratt up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's so. Did we get a running back? What the hell did we do? Yeah, we got Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a fucking okay. This is this draft. Okay.
You filled a lot of holes. You can literally go whichever way you want. You want to pick here, man.
Let's see with Jamari Thrash. Yeah, we'll throw
Brendan Rice. He's your ex. He's your Mike Williams replacement.
All right, we'll do 2 wide receivers. I don't because we're gonna. I think. All right, Brendan Rice.
Yeah,
is a good one.
While you're doing that, I see this. William Pineda. Talk about Cam Hart. So I can talk about Cam Hart. Listen, I happen to like him a whole heck of a lot. He's my 5th ranked cornerback in the class. I have him in my top 50 overall. I mean, just big, 6'2", 205 pounds, physical. I love him in press coverage. I love him playing quarters where he can kind of read and react and come downhill. He's got really, he's probably the best tackling cornerback, most physical cornerback in that sense of the world in regard to run defense as there is. Like I said, he's going to check a lot of the boxes in regards to his height, weight, speed. There's just a plus athlete. There's so much to like about Cam Hart. Is he the most explosive? No, he's not a 4.2, 4.3 guy, but neither is Kool-Aid McKinstry, and neither was even Darrelle Revis wasn't, and again, I'm not comparing the two, but
sounds like you might be.
There's just a lot to like about Cam Hart. And I think, again, I think Cam Hart is one of those guys who eventually in his twilight years can transition and become a real hell of a free safety, the way he plays defense.
Yeah, Patty Grimes wants to know, are the Jets are going to have? Yeah, I mean, we're talking about late round picks. They're fine. Yeah, they're chump change, and you can always cut like your bottom end guys. You know what I mean? If you're going to draft somebody that you like in the 6th, and you have somebody floating around, you just cut them. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. If you need to, I'm not. Again, the cap is manipulatable, guys, and we have lots of moves that we could make if we need money. All right, this one's done. Brendan Rice is coming aboard over here, Dom.
Yeah.
So you got a trade offer. Look at that. So all right, now Mustafa's there. Who went? They all went. Mustafa, Pratt, they're all gone. All right, so let's take a look. We still have an offer. We still have not grabbed a safety in this one, man. We are just very interesting. Nice draft, though. But let's take a look at who we got for safeties, Dom. We got to bring somebody in. Tyke Smith, Kenny Logan, I like.
Evan Williams is the guy that I like here in this group here. Like I said, I like Tyke Smith. I think he's great. I just don't think he's going to be a safety. Of this group here, Evan Williams is the guy that let's see where I have him ranked.
All right. So
I got him 9th overall. Like I said, I know that the Jets met with him as well. If there's anything to that, I like him more. So I don't think Kenny Logan is really going to have a draftable grade. Josh Proctor's a nice player. I think he's probably more special team than he is rotational safety. I think Evan Williams can fit the bill if you were going to look safety here, Bean.
Yeah, well, I threw them both on here. Let's look at maybe we didn't get a cornerback. Who do you like in the cornerbacks here?
Chadwade Smith, good nickel guy. Daquan Hardy, another good nickel guy. Elijah Jones is the guy, a little bit slower, but technically sound. I think he's got inside and outside versatility. He definitely won't be here in round, this late. Probably, I think Elijah Jones will probably go realistically, probably late round 2, early round 3. So I think that's good. Jarvis Brownlee is still on the board here. He's phenomenal. Legitimately, really, really good player. He's a guy that I would absolutely love to have on my team. He's got that attitude. He's got that nasty attitude that he plays with, like real physical. And his college tape was some of the funnest to watch.
So who's that? Who are you talking about?
Where your cornerback?
The guy you're talking about right now. Oh, cornerback.
Brownlee. Yeah, Brownlee.
All right. So you want me to take Jarvis Brownlee instead of Smith Wade?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I didn't know Brownlee.
No, I got Elijah Jones. I got Elijah Jones up there.
Yeah, I'd put Brownlee up there, probably higher than any of them. That's just me, though.
Okay, Jarvis Brownlee. All right, I'll do that for you. All right, guys. So the poll is up. The timer is starting. What's going on here? Come on, Mr. Poll. There it goes. Evan Williams, Josh Proctor, Jarvis Brownlee, and Mason McCormick for interior offense. That's the monster that Dom was talking about. I think we might have taken him in the other mock.
I did. We did. We took him in my mock.
All right. Sodak checking in. South Dakota Jets. Dom Cornelius equals late steal, separates, and no drops.
Yeah, so interesting player to say the least. He's got a good build. He's right about the drops. Played in that Michigan offense, definitely underutilized because they didn't throw the ball a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, interesting prospect to say the least. Definitely good hands, good catch radius. I think he's big enough that he can handle the boundary, handle the X. Back up Mike Williams to start, and then eventually maybe carve his way into a starting role as a boundary receiver. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So this one is ending, guys. After all,
Mason McCormick.
I'll tell you. Hey, man, I love it. I'm in. Mason McCormick's coming aboard. How many picks we got? I think we got 2 picks left.
I got 2 picks left on mine.
All right. So the top 2. This is just we're talking about the 7th.
Yeah, the last 2 picks here.
Last 2, the top 2 in each poll. So let's stay right here and finish this one just since we're on it. Let's just do. All right. So talk to me. Who do you want here, Dom?
Well, click on. I don't know who you picked so far. So click on the Jets logo thing. Let's see who you picked.
Just wanted to see if my guys are here. All right. So we got Graham Barton, Roman Wilson, Rosengarten, Braylon Allen, Devondre Sweat, Brendan Wright. We still have no safety.
You do have no safety. Listen, you can really. I mean, that's a really good draft class. First off, you talk about building the wall.
Yeah,
I mean, you built it, and then some. Like, I don't know where you're keeping all these guys, but I digress. You can just go at your best available at any position you want. You want a safety, take a safety.
Jalen Simpson.
Jalen Simpson. He's a free safety. He's got corner. He can even bounce outside and play the nickel and be that that kind of Tony Adams-esque kind of guy. Absolutely.
All right. So Jalen Simpson.
Yeah. Look at the edge rushers too while you're at it. Let's see.
Okay.
Braden McGregor, probably the best one on this class. I mean, he's a dollar store JFM. More of a physical edge setting, edge setting defensive end as opposed to a guy that's going to be bendy, twitchy, go get the quarterback. But might be a little bit repetitive in what you have in Michael Clemens, but Michael Clemens isn't going to be here all that long.
What do we got here?
Oh, you got Nathaniel Watson, man.
There you go.
All day long, Nathaniel Watson. Jordan McGee from Temple, also great player. I saw somebody, this is not my comp, but I saw somebody comp him to Quincy Williams.
Jordan McGee?
Yeah.
All right. How the hell did you spell McGee here? Okay. Maggie. All right. Phonetic.
You did not draft a quarterback, so you want to throw a quarterback up there too?
All right, sure. I got to take McGee off then. Let's see here. All right, guys. We'll get a quarterback up here. Carter Bradley, Keaton Slovis.
I'll let you pick the quarterback. I'll let you.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking a quarterback. We'll throw. Let me see here. I'm going to throw another safety up there. Jalen Simpson. I don't know any of these guys. This is deep for me.
This is deep for me. I haven't done a lot of work on these guys either, if I'm being honest with you.
Let's see here. We'll throw Carter Bradley up there. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Remember, top 2 will be the picks. So it's up. This is it. 1 minute to go for this wall mock. Then we'll jump on over. This is great. Sexy with chocolate. That's right, Mark.
So it's interesting as you get into these late round picks. Like, guys, you can be ready. The 6th and the 7th round picks, you're going to see a lot of movement. You're going to see a lot of teams that want to move out into picks for next year. The NIL money and kids staying in college is making a big dent in the NFL draft. There's just, I think there were 67 juniors that stayed in college that probably in past years would have come out because of NIL money. And you think about that. You talk 60 guys, you're talking 2 rounds of guys, right?
Yeah.
So guys that are going in the 6th and the 7th round probably have, not UDFA grades or not draftable grades. So teams are going to look to package these, move them into next year, so on and so forth. And you can tell by some of the names that were up here.
Question for you from Oregon Jets. Is it possible to use round 8 for a new offensive coordinator, Don?
Man, we were talking about that Will Parkinson and the Brock Bowers factor. I said, listen, everyone said, me, Ryan, Will, we all said the same thing. It's like, like Brock Bowers, there's no denying the talent, but the big pink elephant in the room is who's going to scheme him open. Right. And that's real, say what you want. I know Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback. I know he's got a lot of flexibility, but Aaron Rodgers isn't going to create and install the offense. Hackett is.
All right. So here's what we got. Yeah, I think I'm not too worried about it. I hear it. And if Rodgers goes down, we're in trouble. But I think that, hey, look, man, it's what we got. And Robert Saleh believes in him. So there you go. Yeah. Guys, Dom, shut this one off real quick and put the other one on. Let's finish the other draft and then we'll talk about them.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go. What do we got? Where are you? Last 2 picks.
Yeah, and how about that? The last 2 picks that we've taken, both from South Dakota State. How random is that?
That is
McCormick
something
and Isaiah
else.
Davis, yeah.
Oh,
And I got 2 Washington guys. I got 2 South Dakota guys.
Wow.
So let's click on the all here, guys. Let's see what we got. We got Carson Steele, a Bean favorite. I'm going to go ahead and throw Gabe Murphy up there.
Gabe Murphy.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll give him a little love here.
Little edge action for the head. All right.
I would probably also throw in Nathaniel Watson. I think this is a good. Or you know what? We'll throw in McGee since we threw in Watson in yours.
Well, I mean, tell me the best player. Again, we don't have to switch players.
Yeah,
we can get some. So what do you want? I'll put Watson. Now, what'd you say? What's the other guy you want?
McGee, linebacker.
Okay. We got one more spot, Dom.
Yeah, I'm just going through. Give me a second. I don't think we got a defensive tackle in this group, did we? No. Go ahead and throw Marcus Harris up there.
All right. Who's he? What does he got?
Marcus Harris. He's a defensive tackle from Auburn.
All right. Okay, here it comes, guys. Top two will be the choices for the last two picks in the draft. Not only do we have Mr. Irrelevant, we got the pick preceding Mr. We get the last two picks in the whole draft.
Yeah.
Interesting. I see Joe Douglas trading them shits to move up. That's right. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
absolutely.
Joe Douglas rarely has 7th round picks, if you noticed. Rarely.
Yeah. Yep. He's gonna package them at some point.
I
That I
think so,
can
too.
that I can almost guarantee.
Yeah, and as much as I love the novelty of Mr. Irrelevant, the truth is that they rarely do anything. If you can use that to move up in the 4th or something like that, you do it.
Who was our 7th rounder last year? It was Kuntz, right? Kuntz.
Kuntz.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be the only 7th that I don't think Joe Douglas had many others. I don't think he's ever had a 7th before that. I think last year was it. I think.
In what did we trade for Chuck Clark? Was it a 6th or a 7th?
7th. Yeah,
Yeah.
he fucking trades them. He doesn't care. He's like, dude, a 7th round pick, undrafted free agent, same difference.
Same thing.
Same thing. All right, this one's done.
Who is it?
Let's see what we got here. Well, it's taking its time.
Nathaniel Watson and Marcus Harris.
Is that you see it already? How come I
Yeah.
don't see it? No.
Yeah.
It's not loading. Oh, there it is. Okay. Nathaniel Watson and Marcus Harris, Tom. Not bad. All right. So let's take a look at these drafts.
Yeah. So here is the one where we started with the weapon. And we went Roma Dunze and Roger Rosengarten at tackle. Then we followed up with Cole Bishop in round 3, Jordan Travis in round 4, Mason McCormick and Isaiah Davis, both South Dakota State guys. Followed that up with Nathaniel Watson and Marcus Harris. Not bad.
Not bad. All right, so let's show so now, look, guys, take a look at that one. The first thing we'll do, we're gonna pick one that we prefer. Okay, so this was starting the mock with a weapon. Okay, so we ended up trading back to 13, which gave us what did it give? It gave us our 2nd round pick.
Correct.
So we took Romo Dunze, and then we had a 2nd. So we saw how the draft went that route. So we got Roma Dunze, Roger Rosengarten, Cole Bishop, Jordan Travis, Mason McCormick, Isaiah Davis, Nathaniel Watson, and Marcus Harris. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, the wall. We started with the wall with the lineman.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, in this one, Dom, we traded all the way back to 26. So we changed the dynamic significantly with that one. We took Graham Barton up top, Roman Wilson with our 2nd. With our natural 3rd, we took Roger Rosengarten. Then we got another 3rd, which we took running back Braylon Allen. We saw Tavondre Sweat sliding into the 4th, said that's far enough for you, grabbed him there. Brendan Rice, wide receiver in the 4th. So we had 3 4ths. Look at this.
Yep.
Mason McCormick. So our 3rd offensive lineman, we finally got a safety in Jalen Simpson out of Auburn. Linebacker Nathaniel Watson is Mr. Irrelevant, but in this one, we also gained a 1st and a 3rd for next year.
Yep.
So first thing, let us know which one you prefer. The one that Dom was running over there is called the weapons draft, and this one is called the wall draft, just by the 1st round pick. Willie says GreenBean won. It definitely wasn't me versus Dom. We just happened to be running it.
Yeah, well, this one, I think the one that you ran is, I mean, when you trade back and get all that extra value, I mean, that if you walked away first off, I don't think we'd walk away with 9 draft picks.
No, we'd move. Yeah.
Realistically, if you walked away with, forget about the 1st and the 3rd that you're getting next year. If you've walked away with these 9 draft picks here, you're saying that's a home run all freaking day.
Yeah, and the thing is, don't forget, man, with our offensive line the way that it is right now, guys like Graham Barton, Rosengarten, McCormick, dude, they're perfect. Perfect.
You have all 5 positions backed up.
Yeah.
In realistic sense, because you have McCormick that can play both guards, or even if you just said he's just a right guard, you have Graham Barton that can back up, the center and the left guard. You have Rosengarten that can play both tackles. You know, you got 2 wide receivers, 1 boundary guy, 1 more slot or Z guy. You got Braylon Allen. You got Nathaniel Watt. I mean, this is a home run, man. This is a home freaking run.
Yeah. So it's interesting how most people are saying that the wall won. We're pointing out now, granted, there's a trade and everything, but one of the things we're trying to look at here is how the draft kind of breaks down once you make your choice at 10. You know, now again, this isn't telling in the way that it's finite, but it gives you an idea of what you're looking at here. So all right, let's see. GreenBean's draft. They're just saying it's me versus you. I beat you tonight. That's what I'm gathering here, Dom. William Pinedo likes it too. Disqualified for not taking Cam. Yeah.
Yeah, me
Mike
too, man.
B, the wall. Give him a tie. It's B's. So you like that one as well. So yeah, I think let's look at the other one again real quick. I want to look at it.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, look, we got Rosengarten in both. You got your quarterback. You got Mason McCormick in both. Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen are comparable in what we're looking for them to bring.
Yeah.
This year. Cole Bishop, I really like a safety that high.
Especially a guy like Cole Bishop. I think he's a really good talent.
Yeah.
Listen, you can argue that Rome Odunze might be the best player taken between both drafts.
I would say so. Yes.
But I think the depth and the level of talent you got in depth in the wall draft just outmans this one wholeheartedly. Even with Cole Bishop being the better safety between him and Simpson. I would choose the wall draft, and I would give that a flat A. Yeah. Hands down, no questions asked.
Interesting. Yeah. So weapons for 1 year, wall for the following. It's good, right? The weapon, having Odunze and Cole Bishop this year, I think is really interesting. And Isaiah Davis. I mean, this is no slouch draft, guys. This is, again, if the Jets came away with this one, I'd be delighted.
Yeah.
Delighted.
Yeah, probably more realistic.
Yeah. Unless we really do take a trade back like that, man.
Can you imagine getting that offer, though? Whew.
Would you take it in real life, you think?
I think you have to. I you know what? I think you have to. And even if you said, all right, well, you know what? Like that Fatanu, Fuanga, Latham tier is like the tackle tier that I really like. If you're getting a deal like that where you get a second and a third and a first and a third next year, you take it and figure it out. You figure it out. You just go draft 3 linemen like you did in the wall draft here.
Yeah.
You know.
And in the other one, Phenom says, oh, yeah, and by the way, we got Jerry Rice's son on top of it all.
Yeah.
Not bad. Bringing Jerry Rice around the building. Not the worst thing in the world. This is interesting. Gitmo says the wall got 2 swings at wide receiver to contribute. That's another point. It's another good point. Brendan Rice and Roman Wilson. I mean, dude, guys, and then coming away with a first and third for next year.
Not to mention, we haven't mentioned one bit. You know, we soaked up Tavondre Sweat when he dropped into the beginning of the 4th round here.
Did the other draft not get Sweat?
No, they took Jordan Travis instead.
Jedi Knight of the 3rd. My beard is better than GreenBean's. All right. Mine's looking rough right now. I'm actually in a phase where I'm growing it so I can trim it and shape it better. I want the bottom to be longer, so it's right now you got me, but you just wait, motherfucker. All right. Brian Bourne checking in. In reality, more or less than 50-50. We can trade down in the first round to get a second round pick.
It's going to be hard, man. You'd have to drop far. You'd have to drop far.
I don't think so. Well, I'll tell you why.
Okay, you go first.
I think when a quarterback is sitting there at 10, whether I think it'll be J.J. McCarthy, but, rumors are some teams up top like him. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be sitting there, and I think 2 or 3 teams are going to want to trade up. I think all of them are going to be in that, you got the Raiders, you got the Broncos. They're going to be fighting for it, which is why I think the Raiders would jump a little bit higher. That's my fear. But you just, dude, it's like, hey, look, this one's offering me a third. Well, I want him. I'll offer you the second. That's how it goes. When you're going for quarterbacks, you pay premium. So I think just by the draft board, yeah, you're 100% correct. You got to go all the way back to the late teens to even contemplate it. That said, it's a quarterback. You know what I mean? And he's sitting there at 10. And if all it's going to take you is your pick that you have anyway and a second to get your quarterback of the future, you're going to do it. Teams are willing to trade, 3 firsts, for a quarterback. So a second round pick, it's chump change. There's no guarantee what a second's going to bring you. I think we're going to get it if a quarterback's there. That's how I see it, Tom.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's going to be the big thing. Is a quarterback going to be there? Because I see it. Is it possible? Absolutely, it's possible. I don't know how many teams are going to want to be getting rid of their second round picks. It's going to have to, like you said, it's going to have to be for a quarterback, and it's going to. The only other way is if you have a team like in this, in this hypothetical where you're dropping way far down.
Don't forget, man, Penix is an X factor. And I think when he makes it, I know people are saying he's going to slide. I can see a team like the Raiders or Sean Payton for the Bron. I'm telling you, I can see them going, that's my guy. Because without the injuries, there's an argument to be made that he could go first or at worst second overall as far as the quarterbacks. So I don't know. I think a team's going to love him. 10, he's good enough for me. But it's going to be interesting. Now, Shawnee Rock says, I haven't combed my beard. I think you haven't been watching. I've been combing my beard all fucking night. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. But let's do the thing here. So let me do this. I'm going to throw my draft. Well, let me screenshot this. See, I hate the way they do it long ways, Dom. I can't.
Yeah, I can snip it to you. You want me to snip it?
Yeah, snip them if you don't mind. All right, so I gotta get it off the TV though. So I gotta
hang
use.
on 1 second. Let me just snip real quick.
All right.
Bing. Okay, you can take that now.
We're gonna do the giveaway. I'll send whoever it is that wins this a box of liquid IV. Don't forget, it's $10,000 a box. We have 17. All right. So are you done with this one?
Yep, I am.
Let me get it.
I'm sending it to you right now.
GreenBean. Let me see here. Let me get this guy up. So we'll put 17 random number generator. Who is it? 13. So 17, 16, 15, 14. Gall, you are the winner. Gall.
Hey, Gall.
So Gall, my email is in the description of the video. It's bean@greenbeanjetsfan.com. Go ahead and send me your address and all that jazz. What flavor you want? I have apple, banana, cotton candy. What do I got here? And I got 1 tropical punch and I believe 1 grape left. So if it was me, buddy, I go tropical punch, just so you know. But that's it. That's what I got left of the liquid IV. Unless you guys start buying stuff. I think the problem is nobody's buying it. Nobody's using the promo code, so they don't want to do it anymore. Which makes sense because they keep sending me shit. So they keep giving me freaking free liquid IV. So I'd get tired of me too. Anyway, that all said, so Gall, send me that and I'll send it right out to you. That's it, Tom. That's going to do it. It's 12:06.
It's a late one, man. It is a late one, but it was a good one. Guys, we only have one more 10 o'clock mock, man. That actually makes me a little sad. I'm not going to lie.
It does make me sad. We got to figure out something for Dom C, everybody. We got to make sure Dom stays working till midnight on a work night.
There'll be plenty of time for that. There'll be plenty of work to be done.
Yeah.
Even if it's not draft prospect related yet.
Yeah.
We do have, can we announce, Bean, about the Talking Jets draft show next Monday?
Yeah.
Have we finalized that?
Go ahead. Yeah, lay that out there.
Next Monday, guys, make sure the last Monday before the draft. Forget about it. We're still going to have the 10 o'clock mock here, but at 8 o'clock, we're doing something fun and special on the Talking Jets draft show, where we are going to have myself and Ryan be joined by GreenBean, by Tigo, by Matt O'Leary and Jeremy, and we are going to be doing a full first-round mock draft where we will be picking for each and every team in the first.
That's right. Now, all right. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I thought we were going to do something too where it's like maybe next week we'll do that. Us versus the chat.
Yes, that's how we're going to end. That's how we're going to end the
next week. That's what we'll do, guys. We'll do it me and Dom versus you guys, and we'll see. We'll see. You guys are loud and proud in the chat. Let's see what you come up with, and you'll see if you guys do a better job than Dom and I on this one. But
Dano asked me a question before we get out of here. I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Says, where is Quinion on your big board? Parlaying Reed for a pick could be a thought in order to use that $15 million, say, elsewhere. So Quinion Mitchell is my 6th rated player on the entire board. He's my first cornerback.
Wow.
I think he's a special talent. I think he's going to come into the league and make a mark from the get-go and very quickly be one of the best cornerbacks in the draft. So if you want him, though, Dano, you're going to have to spend a top 10 pick on him because I don't think he's going much further than that.
Yeah, he'll be one of the right. As soon as this offensive wave goes, I think you're going to see him taken.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be the first defensive player off the board. If Atlanta sticks at 8, he could be the pick there.
He could. I still think they're going to go. I think they're going to go with an edge, but I could see it. I really could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kool-Aid's kind of slipping. I don't know. You think he'll still be a first?
I think he should. But listen, I mean, the reality is that there's so many. This is such a top-heavy offensive draft that some of these good defensive players are just going to be pushed down the board.
Yeah, which is fun.
Listen, you could see 7 or 8 tackles. You could easily see 7 tackles come off the board in round 1.
That's right, and that's not to say obviously the quarterbacks, the wide receivers.
Yeah, you could see 7 tackles. You could see 4, maybe 5 quarterbacks. You know, you could easily see 5 or 6 wide receivers. I mean, that's a lot of offensive talent, a lot of juice.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, I'm wearing down. I'm ready for bed. And Dom C is as well. I just know it. So with that all said, guys, you're the best. Thank you for the support. If you haven't hit the like button on the way out, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I'm just about to go over another milestone here. So go ahead. I don't remember where it is. But don't forget about Dom C too, man. Dom C's got his own channel, Project Prospect with Dom C. You can follow him. The link is in the description. And also Dom C on Twitter, DC_NY Jets. Dom's on Twitter every day, everybody.
I spend way too much time on Twitter. Don't tell my boss.
I know. Whenever I check in, my first thing I see is Dom C. I shit you not. Like I just check in periodically. I can't hang out on Twitter during the day, but I like to, take a breather and just look and scroll. And Dom C's, if he's not first, he's top 3 every time.
Yeah.
Every time. So, all right, guys, listen, have a great night. We love you. I hope you guys are warm and snuggly, and we will see you next time.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Johnny Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback. Hello. Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golson.
Cleveland traded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick, the 2009 NFL Draft, New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D.
Milner.
Dino Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold. The New York
or more.
Michael Carter, running back.